Hey, Wagwan, what y'all deal with? I want to talk about something that has come across the radar again more recently, and of course this is an age-old conversation, or at least a conversation that has been in place since feminism, I would say, as it relates to 50-50 versus the man paying 100 of the bills and the woman doing 100% of everything related to taking care of the family. So this is a discussion that we're going to talk about today. I have a couple of videos to kind of help us along in this discussion. I found two perspectives that I think is going to be a good thing for us to look into. Man that's talking about it, and also a woman that's talking about it. So we're going to listen to a little bit of both.
Why has this 50-50 thing been so prominent, and why does it not work for both men and women?
And I think it's just fight for equality. We're fighting so hard and we're losing sight of the bigger picture of balance. Balance is what we need for success, not equality in the relationship. And I would argue that equality in a relationship does not actually exist. Because if you were to examine 50-50 relationships, what you will find is over time, it's going to shift to one person doing more than the other. The mindset of the man who wants to do 50-50 is very different than the man who's so in love with this woman that he wants to provide for her. They already have a very different mindset. So that guy who's open to 50-50 from the jump, the chances that he's gonna change later on and wanna take on more is not likely. 50-50 on the bills, in my opinion, would be 20% of your income, 20% of their income. That's not what a lot of people do. The mortgage is, let's say, $1,500 and we split it 750, but the guy, let's just say, makes $80,000. The woman makes $40,000. Right. That's not equal.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? She's making a much bigger sacrifice than he is. Right. That alone eliminates this idea that it's 50-50. You know, there was a study that shows, I believe it was a study, that said egalitarian relationships are like the most sexless marriages. Or like equal. 50-50 equal. Basically, you're neutralizing the masculine and feminine polarity.
In order for any family to sustain, there has to be balance. You're talking about this 50-50 stuff. I have to get out of my bed to work 8 hours, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours. And then I have to still come home and I still have to tend to the children. I have to take care of the home. I have to give you sex. I have to stroke your ego, and I have to restore you from all that you've been through throughout the day. What am I left with for myself? You would never be able to outwork a good woman. You should find a capable woman, but you do not want a working woman. When the chips are down, yes, baby, I am capable of rolling up my sleeves and doing what we got to do to get back on our feet, with the notion that once you are stable, you are going to relieve me of that.
So, for me, I truly do believe that it depends on the couple, it depends on what works for you, and it depends on what works best for your relationship. Okay, let me break down what I mean. If you as the man are initiating the relationship, I think it's important to decide what type of woman that you want to be with. I say the man because I am more traditional. I do believe in the man being the head or the leader of the household, which means that I would need him to be clear on what it is that he would need. If he wants somebody that is going to be working alongside him, that is going to be able to have a job as well as him, or if he wants a woman that is going to be acting in more traditional roles and who is going to be the person that's taking care of everything in the household. Sometimes there are women that are able to do both. But I would say in a long term, it does get difficult for a woman to do both of those things. Now, a lot of people is going to call me old school for this, and they're going to call me a pick me and all of this. Blah, 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 blah. I've heard it all. But I only say this because I feel like feminine nature is more so in tune to caring and nurturing. That's in tune to what they would call the hunting instinct. Now, there are women who have to, and I definitely think that that is something that we are able to do if we have to. I think that each role has its importance in the balance of the connection, and I think that each role definitely has, you know, the ways that it contributes to the relationship and to the building of the family. And I think that has to be looked at because as women, we have looked at the role of being home, taking care of the children, taking care of the household, and making sure that everything runs smooth. Now, are we always always able to do this because, like I mentioned, the economy is one of those things right now that is trying to make sure that nobody is able to do this.
Hell to the no, no.
So I definitely understand that it depends on what your relationship is and how everything works for your relationship, because at the end of the day, that's the part that's important. I would say that I am less in favor of 50-50 and more in favor of the man doing one job and the woman doing another, because I do feel like men are more inclined towards doing certain things and that women are more inclined towards doing other things. That balance is the thing that we should shoot for instead of equality. Two things that go together versus us both trying to do the same things. And I think that's really the issue as it relates to relationships between men and women in this time period. We do have women trying to compete with men as far as trying to not only take over masculine roles but display masculine quality. And because of that competition, that is what is bred from equality or trying to be equal. And with balance comes two equally important roles, but they're not trying to do each other's roles. Masculinity and femininity, they go together. They don't have to do the same things and they don't have to compete against each other because they go together. I believe a little bit less than 50-50 because in essence 100-100. Two people not trying to split one role, but two people in their own entire role and being able to provide for the family in different ways. Well, that's just my take on it. But I would love to begin a conversation on this and hear what everybody else thinks on this. I've seen quite a few discussions as it relates to this and people going back and forth. So I just want to know what y'all feel about this. Are you more pro 50-50 or are you more pro, let's say 100-100? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna go ahead and leave my social media information right here like I always do so that you guys can go ahead and tell me what y'all think. I want y'all to check out all the other posts and things that I have on those pages and let me know what y'all think about those too. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and put my YouTube information right here as well, so y'all can go ahead and subscribe to my channel and check out all the other videos that I have on there, and also be privy anytime that I do post another video. But in the meantime, in between time,